Well, hello and welcome back to the Human Integrated Performance Vlog. We are here once again in a nice cold day here right around Christmas time. Working with a number of athletes. We're talking about dealing with fear and being able to perform, and that's sort of been our theme for the last little while, is this idea of perform and what that means to both our company, both to athletes and to us as professionals. And so for us, perform really means being able to perform at our best, accomplish our goals, achieve what we're looking for. When it comes to whether it be client goals, whether it be our company goals, or really just helping individuals achieve their best performances. So one of the things that I started working on with some athletes this week, and in particular today, was this idea of an exercise I call the 3 questions. And really the 3 questions is sort of a simpler form of an activity, essentially getting athletes to, when they make a mistake in pressure and in competition, being able to acknowledge that problem, recognize what the mistake really was or what led to it, creating a strategy to make sure that problem's not going to happen again, and then executing their plan. And so really the way I like to look at it is more of what I call the 3 questions. And so the 3 questions, I came up with this with an athlete who was having an anger management problem at the time, and they just weren't performing at their best when they were competing. And so it was a golfer. And so what I said to the golfer is, well, if I was your caddy, all right, what would you want me to say to you when you were on the course so I could help you, not lose your frustration? So the sort of the basic 3 questions we came up with were, what just happened? So this idea, like, overview of the competition, the round they were doing, the event that was happening at the time, what's going on? The second one was, how do I feel? So recognizing what are the actual feelings that were going on as a result of that mistake. And then the third one was very simplistic, just what do I have to do different? And so that's what I recommend for if you're watching now. It's a great activity to incorporate into your training, into competition, is the idea of the 3 questions. So when you make a mistake, ask yourself, what just happened? What's going on? Right? Sort of analyze the situation. Know why you made the mistake. Acknowledge that, I made a mistake, but I can recover. And then we move forward from there. The next question then becomes, how do I feel? Right, what's going on? How do I feel? What's the consequence of this mistake? Do I feel like I'm out of the competition? Do I feel like I can recover? As long as we develop that plan, it can allow us to at least make an action plan going forward and have more success. So we have this idea of what's going on, we have how we feel, and now we execute or we develop our action plan. What do I have to do different? Whatever you were doing in the moment that you made that mistake wasn't working for you. So we need to change that into something that's going to be more productive. And this idea, essentially, we create a goal. We create a goal as a consequence of the problem. And so when we have the goal, it allows us to do something different. It allows us to focus on something to do rather than focusing on the mistake that we made. And that's really critical and really important for athletes when we're talking about having this success. We don't want to be focusing on the problem. We want to be focusing on the solution. And a lot of athletes and a lot of providers, we end up getting so stuck on what the problem is, we forget all about the solution. So make sure we don't miss on that last part about what do I have to do different. Now, these are 3 generic questions. Every athlete has to make the questions that are going to be specific to them. So sometimes, how do I feel may not really feel like it resonates with you. So you might find that what do I have to do different works. What had just happened works, but that how do I feel doesn't quite fit, or some combination of there doesn't work, and that's okay. So when you have that, just modify the questions. Figure out a statement. Imagine if I was with you and I could ask you questions at that competition or at that event to get you out of that negative mindset, what would those questions be? Once you develop them, practice them, execute them, you'll be able to fine-tune them over time, and they'll have significant impacts on your performance. Now, the linchpin with a lot of this is remembering to actually do it, because when we become frustrated, you're not very likely to remember to do your 3 questions. So create some sort of visual reminder. I have a lot of hockey players that we work with. So for hockey players, we'll get them to write on their stick or on their gear somewhere. Goalies, sometimes you write on the inside of your blocker or on the inside of your glove. It doesn't really matter where. It doesn't even have to be, sometimes I'll just have athletes put a 3Q. For golfers, for example, we just wrote 3Q as his ball marker on 2 or 3 different places on the ball, so that no matter where his ball was on the ground, when he found his ball, when he approached his ball, he saw the 3Q. That was his visual reminder to ask himself the 3 questions. Again, if it's written on a stick, if it's written on your gear, written on your hand. I've had some athletes that used nail polish to write 3Q on their thumbnails, and so when they would see their hands, they would remember what they were supposed to do. The actual visual cue doesn't matter. You could use the word purple elephants for all I care, as long as it reminds you to think of the 3 questions. So make sure that you're doing what you can to help improve your performance and to achieve this value of perform. And if you have any comments or questions, please please let us know, whether it be through email or on social media. If you haven't already, please make sure to follow us on social media. We have some amazing things that are coming down the pipeline, as well as some of the amazing things that we've already covered. So, as always, have a wonderful day, and we look forward to seeing you as you perform.